Who is the biggest threat to Golden State in the West?
The West, as you said, the West is phenomenal. This reminds me of 08, 09 when 8th seeded Denver won 50 games. I mean, that's how good the conference was. And that's how good it is now. I mean, Utah is what, the 5th seed? They've won 9 straight, 21 of 23. When you mentioned Portland, we know what OKC brings. San Antonio, the 7th seed, if they get Kawhi back, that's a heck of a 7th seed.
Well, that's a big if.
Don't give Skip
You're getting cynical
Yeah.
about
Why are you even saying if?
Minnesota is probably, Jimmy Butler says he expects to be back maybe even before the playoffs start. So that's, I mean, if they finish 8th or 7th, whatever I mean, the West is a monster. So I do think first round, second round, Golden State's going to have some trouble. I don't want to say trouble. They'll win, but I think they'll have very tough series. Portland, if they get them in the second round, because Lillard, all the point guards, when they go against Steph, because they're like, everybody's saying he's better than me, but he doesn't even try on the defensive end to guard me, so they go at him hard. Kyrie had that mentality. I know Lillard's got that mentality. So I think that'll be a tough series, but I'm still, with all this said, the Houston Rockets are still the biggest threat to the Warriors. Here's a few reasons why. One, they are rated as the best offense in history, NBA history. Number one. The next three, Showtime Lakers, 87, won a title. Last year's Warriors won a title. Jordan's Bulls, and I think 92, won a title. So that's a good sign. Two, this is not your typical Mike D'Antoni, no defense, run and gun, shoot 'em up type team. Defensively, they're 8th in the league in defensive efficiency. We know they're pretty good. They're only slightly below Golden State in that realm. And then their pace. Their pace is 14th in the league. They're not just playing at this breakneck speed. 14th in the league, I think that'll bode well for them in the playoffs when we know it slows down.
Right.
I think when teams try to take away the three and make them drive, with Chris Paul, you got a mid-range shooter now, so it won't be, we don't know we got to go all the way to the hoop, or we shoot a three. He can shoot the mid-range. They're 10-3 against the other top 5 seeds or top 6 seeds in the West. I mean, this is a legitimate team. I think they'd be trouble for the Warriors, even if the Warriors have no health concerns. So definitely with the Warriors banged up, I think Houston's got a great shot.
That's what my point was. The Warriors' health is the biggest obstacle. Now, if I got to pick a team, I agree with you. I'm taking the Houston Rockets because they can play defense. Chris Paul can play defense on your point guard. P.J. Tucker plays defense. Trevor Ariza plays defense. So they got 3 of the 5. Capella's okay. He'll block a few shots. He'll protect the rim. He's not Anthony Davis, but he's a solid defender around the rim. He'll make you alter your shots. But when you go into the game, this is what you know about them. They're getting up 33s. They getting up 30. I'm gonna drop it down some in the playoffs. Down. But the regular season, they're getting up 42 a game. They're making 15. I still believe come playoff time, they'll get up 33s. And they'll be somewhere around 10 to 12. But 12 threes, you make 12 threes a night in the playoff game, you make it awful tough for your opponent. Now, and I get it. Portland's playing unbelievable. Dame Lillard, when you got 2 guys, Skip, they got 2 guys that scored 50 points in under 30 minutes on the roster. C.J. McCollum can go off. Dame Lillard, he's finally starting to get the recognition that he deserves. He's a superstar.
I don't know if I'd go super.
Yeah, you might as well go on and go. Go on, I'm pushing you. Go on and go, jump, take the leap of
He
faith.
needs to win something before we go super.
Yeah.
Wait, Skip. I mean, look what the dude played up in Portland. LaMarcus Aldridge left him. He said, glad you gone. Kick rocks.
Yeah.
So you don't think if Golden State was fully healthy?
Oh, it wouldn't even be close.
Really?
No.
Houston wouldn't have a shot?
No.
Wow.
It'll be fun. Yeah, they have a shot. I give them 4-2. Warriors 4-2. If the Warriors now nicked up like this, they could easily. Now it might be the other way around. It might be 5-1 if the Warriors are banged up because Klay's thumb.
That's going to be
KD's ribs. I mean, what it is rib on rib. I mean, you see how skinny he is?
Yeah.
It was raining the other day. I had an umbrella and galoshes. I'm soaking wet. He's standing on the clothesline. Not a drop of water on him.
Is that right?
Rib on
That really happened?
Yeah! Rib on rib.
Why didn't you get a picture?
Yeah, I started to take a picture with him. And then Steph's ankle.
That's the biggest concern.
Dude step on bubble gum and
That's
twist
the
his
biggest
ankle.
concern to me.
There you go, Skip. But I know who's not a threat. Is a team that plays by the Riverwalk. They not a threat. Because his doctor
I don't think that's his team anymore.
His doctor didn't clear him. His doctor didn't clear him.
If his mind ever got right, you would be in trouble because Golden State would be in trouble. And by the way, my team has just gutted it up the last 3 games and hung in there in that 7 spot. For
Oh, you on LaMarcus Aldridge bandwagon
They should get
again?
in. Denver's falling apart.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Clippers
going
are falling apart. You know, I just smell it in the air. Smells like rain because I think a thunderstorm is coming. That's what I think. I think a thunderstorm is coming. I just feel it in my bones.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Russ's revenge this year. I think it's all set up for Russell Westbrook to break through the way Kevin Durant broke through a year ago. So last NBA Finals, Russ posted that he was back in his little TV room watching Sister Act 2 while KD was showing that he was now the best player.
No, he wasn't. He was not showing that.
So this just could be Brother Act 2, this time for Russ, because this could be his turn, one of the old, brothers, the ex-brothers that he and KD were for a long while. It was a good run together, but it was doomed from the start because KD just wanted more shots, and he got into a style and a system that he just loves. Now he's got fractured ribs. Clay's got a fractured thumb, and as you guys know, the injury gods often just dictate what's going to happen. They've dictated it to LeBron before. The year he lost, obviously, Kevin Love and then Kyrie in the overtime of Game 1. Every time I watch the Thunder play a good team, they don't play well, they play great. They take it way up a level, and yesterday was impressive because Toronto has been on a roll, and you brought it up last week. They're just better than they were. They've added some. They don't have Van Vliet right now, and he's been really good off the bench.
Yeah,
but
he's been great.
He has. But again, for the Thunder to go in there and then they swept them for the year, it's impressive. And they beat Golden State by 17 at home, and then they went to Golden State and beat them by 20. I know these are at different points in the year, but they beat Houston by 5 on Christmas Day. Again, that was in Oklahoma City. Then they laid 148 on LeBron's team before the trades came. But still, you see the explosiveness. And Utah is really, I've been trying to tell him all year, Utah is legitimately a threat to somebody in the first, somebody's going to have a hard time with them.
Yeah. They'll win a game or two and get somebody excited.
They're good. And Oklahoma City's 3 out of 4 against them. So right now they would play in the first round.
I wouldn't be mad if this was Russ's revenge.
Okay.
I mean, I think that'd be exciting.
It would be great to
great
watch.
story.
Yep.
It'd be great for his legacy because, there's this myth out, this narrative now that, he's just this Allen Iverson type wonder, child, but can't win. Here's the thing. Look, if OKC could get to Golden State, maybe that would have to be the conference finals or whatever.
Yeah.
If they got to them by the conference finals, I think they would be a legit threat because they'd have momentum. They'd be playing well. If you look, you mentioned, you're right, they played great against some great teams, but they are 9-12 overall against playoff teams in the West. So my concern for them would be the first round, maybe the second round. A Utah or somebody like that could maybe get them.
Let Dame go.
Portland.
Here's what happened lately. They obviously lost Robertson, and all of a sudden they picked up a player off the Lakers scrap heap in Corey Brewer. They are 6-0 since he joined their starting lineup. He's 6'9", he's long, he's smart, he's been around. It's his 6th team. He's one of those guys who knows how to play on both ends of the floor because he can cause you some problems on defense. And he's averaging 14 a game on offense, which obviously Robertson just couldn't do for you. He's making 50% of his three-point shots since joining Oklahoma City. It's just a boost. They're getting some veteran, savvy, tough guy play. He's a tough guy.
Yep.
And he fits well with this group because they know that he knows how to play. And all of a sudden, what Russ has now that he didn't have last year, and I don't love where the games are of Melo and Paul George right now, but they have cachet, they have star power. When they walk on the floor, the three of them know, Melo's been to 10 All-Star games and Paul George has been to 5. They have cachet with each other, like they know, we know how to do this. We've done it before. Melo's making 36% of his threes, and all he is a spot-up shooter. But for him, that's That's pretty good.
Well, you should be glad that they're not what they used to be, because this would have never worked. This would have never worked, Carmelo Anthony of the Nuggets, Carmelo of the Knicks.
No.
Paul George went to another team. Normally, when you go to another team and there's a superstar, you automatically take second fiddle. Because that's what LeBron did when he went to Miami. He was willing to take a back seat until D-Wade said, bro, you way better than me. You need to drive, and I'll get in the catbird seat. And that's what they
Dwayne
took
said
off.
that from the start.
No, he didn't. No, he
You
didn't.
fool LeBron.
LeBron didn't want to ruffle nobody's feathers, but we can see it.
Well, you brought up an interesting point. This whole conversation with LeBron's decision this summer, you need to think about this when he makes this decision. You can't manufacture a dynasty. I mean, he saw it in Miami. They were thinking, what, not 5, not 6, not 7. They won 2, which was good, but still, 2 out of 4.
You need 3 out of 4 to beat.
Something happens. Golden State now. I mean, we thought
Injuries.
with Durant there, they could win who knows how many, and maybe they will going forward, but you can never manufacture. These other teams have gotten better now, so
He stayed in Cleveland.
hard
Let me tell you
to
what's
make
going to happen. I know what's going to happen. Foretold of this. DeAndre Jordan is coming to Cleveland, and LeBron is not moving anywhere. DeAndre, Kevin Love, Bron. We're going to have to get rid of JR. I'm sorry. We got to take your suit, throw himself on.
Well, are they going to get DeAndre before this finals? I don't
No.
think so. So how are they going to deal with Steven Adams in this finals coming up?
Y'all won't be in the finals. We will be
I'm
in
not
the
a y'all.
Who's y'all?
OKC Thunder will not be in the finals. The
Steven
Warriors.
Adams, you realize he's having a career year?
He's a monster.
14-9 career, shooting 64% of the field from the field, which leads anyone of the 120 players who've taken 600 or more shots. He leads the league in shooting.
He tough, Skip. He got 17 brothers and sisters. Yeah, his sister won the gold medal in the Olympics in the shot put, Valerie Adams.
Well, then you're,
All of them big like he is.
you're a fan.
He might be the smallest one.
is that true?
That's very true.
Really?
But don't worry about him.
Making my case for me.
Where
Thank
do
you.
learn stuff like this?
Don't worry about it, Skip.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him. We got something for. First of all,
Who you got in the West? Golden State?
I got Golden State.
Okay.
But I need him to be healthy.
So right now, the way things look,
I got a truckload of the meals to go In-N-Out burgers on the way to KD right now. Go fatten him up, because the rib right now is real. They rub it on each other.
Okay,
Skip.
and
That's
by
what
the
happened.
way, to Chris's original point in this discussion, Houston is playing off the charts.
Yeah, they are.
Like it's like revolutionarily great what they're doing. That coach in the postseason, James, Chris, just look at their postseason.
Skip
I don't
Bayless
know.
had in New Orleans, he was against the Spurs. He was great in the playoffs. Now, he obviously has some trouble, recently with the Clippers, but I'm not going to hold that against him. If I see it this playoffs, if they fold this playoffs, then that might just be who they
Houston
are.
has
But I'm gonna give them
77
the
at the
benefit of
half
doubt.
against a Tibbs team.
Yeah.
77 at the half against a Tibbs team.
And D'Antoni, I think you have to admit this about D'Antoni. That year against the Spurs, when his guys Amari and Boris Diaw got suspended,
Skip, you
'cause
know
they came off the bench.
Robert Horry did that on purpose.
They
was
could
the
have
best
won
thing.
that series. It
Yeah.
was close. I mean, that was a great San Antonio team too, but it was close. Obviously, if they win that series, they win it all, because whoever was winning the West was winning. So I think this notion that his teams can't win it, I don't think that's
If
true.
Adam Silver had been the commissioner, they would have been suspended the following season.
Well, he wasn't, and we won.
Oh, now it's a we are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's over.
Because LeBron would have got him a title.
You better start glorying in the past, because I don't know what the future's
don't
looking
either.
like.
Kawhi
We'll see.
gonna leave
Chris,
y'all.
thanks for joining
Bye.
us.